Runescape just removed the Oddman store, and this means that the cosmetic items that you can buy with them are gone too. Maybe forever. But I think as of now, Jagex didn't give any specific update about if the items will be coming back in the future, but because of the removal, Jagex decided to put every cosmetic item in the Oddman store for a short amount of time. So, I bought myself the most epic item that exists in this game, at least when it comes to the cosmetic, and that is the legendary horns. In short, we are playing Fashionscape right now, so I can live out my edgy fantasy to be the most powerful Demon King. A Demon King who dies at the giant mole. Huh. Well, anyway, back to the grind. I was no-lifing for a little bit, and it's better to just show you. That's right. Over 1600 of Necrite and Phasmatite ore. This is some serious business right there. With that we can get to level 80 in smithing, which is a milestone, especially for invention and the Necromancy armor. But we won't smith it all in this episode because we have some other important things to do, like agility. I began the training in Anachronia, where you have to be 30 in agility to do the course there. It's nothing special really, just do the course over and over again, and that's basically it. You can also get some things out of the course, like codex pages for some abilities in the future that we won't be caring about right now. And also some totem pieces, but I will talk about it when I actually finish one, so that's gonna take a while. Anyway, I stayed in Anachronia for a long time, until 49 agility, and I decided to do the giant tree quest, because it was getting a little bit boring to do the courses all the time, so might as well do a little bit of questing. This quest gives us some agility XP, and that brought us to level 50. And then I noticed the crystal weaponry that we unlocked, and I thought to myself that this would be a nice opportunity to get the crystal weapons. With that in mind, I began questing. First I did the Plague City, then the Biohazard, and then the Underground Pass. And I have to say, the Underground Pass was really annoying. I failed so many obstacles, even with 50 in agility. But you know what? It's still okay, because I used the quest guide for that. I have to say, I really don't like questing in RuneScape, at least in the early mid-game. Sure, there are some quests that are good, but most of the time I do quests only for the unlocks and the rewards. I am more of the PVM guy rather than a quest enjoyer, if you know what I mean. And for that reason I'm using the quest guides, especially on YouTube. It helps a lot, because some of the quests in RuneScape are kinda outdated and a little bit difficult to do. So yeah, if you're also struggling with the quests or simply don't want to spend too much time on them, then I recommend you the quest guides from the YouTuber Fraxu or I'm Sick of It. These guys are heroes when it comes to the questing in RuneScape. So yeah, feel free to check them out if you want. And with that being said, let's continue with the video. After we completed the Underground Pass, we went back to Anachronia to train agility again until 51. Because the next thing to do is the Regicide quest. But for this quest we actually got to have 56 in agility. But luckily this requirement is boostable. There is an item that's called the Godbanner. For this we have to talk to the God emissaries across RuneScape. There are different ones, but I choose the one in Port Sarim. Basically you can do combat, skilling and explorer tasks. When you complete them, you can get some level boost in some skills. In this case we are doing the Explorer one. Because when we do all the Explorer tasks, we can use the Godbanner for a 5 level agility boost for 30 minutes per day. And that should be enough for the quests. Also, when you complete the Explorer task, one by one, you are rewarded with some agility XP. So that's nice too. With the Godbanner in our hand, we started the quest, used the banner for the agility boost, and we are done. Regicide quest completed. This quest also gives 13k agility XP, which is also very good. You noticed a lot of agility gameplay going on. Yeah, agility is a big focus here. Anyway, now all the requirements are fulfilled. We started the Roving Elves quest and finished it in the blink of an eye. We had to finish it quickly because I think I only had a few more minutes or so before the banner buff is depleted, but luckily we managed to do this in time, so yeah. Gaming. After the quest, the elves gave me a crystal bow that only had 20 charges left. Obviously this isn't enough, so I decided to buy a new one for a whopping 1 million GP, which is kind of expensive, but oh boy, it's worth it. Now we have a tier 70 ranged weapon, and it looks really nice. Absolutely can't wait to test this weapon out. We are making a lot of progress right now, let me tell you that. But exactly at what cost? Well, my insanity. Because now we have to do agility until we are level 70. I bought the demonic skull from the Red Wizard in Edgeville because we get a little bit more XP when we train agility in the wilderness course with that. And you guys remember the agility brawling glass that we got in the last episode? Well, I tried to do it with the demonic skull, but I wasn't getting any extra XP, so I was a little bit flabbergasted. I went to the Anachronia agility course to test out the brawlers there, and it worked. Later, I read that the demonic skull isn't working with the brawlers, so I thought, oh, okay, then let me try it without then. Well, it was really bad. It is more worth it to do it with the skull instead of the brawlers at this point. But wait, what if I scald myself into PvP and try it again? Because I remembered that this was viable when I used to play back then. I know one of you guys said that they nerfed the brawlers pretty hard, but there was something inside of me that hoped that he would be wrong. You know, a glimpse of hope that it might work. And with this XP drop, my hope shattered. I should have listened to the guy, so I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's too late. Now I'm disappointed, and I have to suffer. My disappointment can be only described with the words pain, agony, despair, sadness, misery, not happy, torment, and lastly, goo goo gaga. What a stupid skill to train. By far the most agonizing grind I had to do in the series. Forget about the 3000 souls, the many ores and gems we had to mine. No, this one tops it all. When I reached 6-7 in agility, I had to do some other things, otherwise I would go insane. So I decided to do some questing. First, the Shadow over Ashdale quest. That gives us 3 black pearls that we can use for bonus EXP. I obviously used it for agility because that is the root of all unhappiness. Sadly, we can only use 1 per day. But after the quest we unlocked a weekly minigame where we can fight the squid boss 2 times in a week to get more black pearls. I did that and also used the pearls for agility. After we got a lot of bonus EXP in agility, I did the Death Plateau quest, because now it's about time that we are going to do all the quests that is required for the God Wars Dungeon 1. So the next quest on the list is the Troll Stronghold. We have to be level 30 in thieving for that, which is okay. There is a nice training method for the early thieving levels. We have to complete the quest in Lumbridge that's called Buyers and Sellers. And after this quest we are able to open doors in the Thieving Guild. For this method you just open the doors, go into the world select options and hop into another world. Then you can open the doors again. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. There's not much to say. Do that and you will be 30 in like a matter of minutes. And with 30 in thieving, we can go and do the Troll Stronghold quest. The reward is kinda insane, I have to say. I mean, we get 2 XP lamps that gives us 10k XP each. We definitely used that on Herblore and got to level 42. Definitely a huge quest to do in the early game. The next quest is a simple one, and that's the Druidic Ritual. I am kinda surprised that we are 5 episodes in and I didn't complete this quest until now. Yeah, I don't know why. Anyway, we now all have the requirements for the Edgar's Ruse quest. Nothing much interesting to say about this quest, besides the fact that we are rewarded with 11k Herblore experience. Booyah! With that we are level 44 in Herblore. Man, seeing the progress in Herblore like that is a really good feeling, not gonna lie. But you know what's not a good feeling? Going back doing agility. Yeah, that's right. It's a good thing that we got the bonus XP from the Black Pearls, because now we can use the Brawling Gloves for a good XP drop. I went to this new agility course in Al Kharid that's called the Heat's Oasis agility course, and every time that I was about to finish the course, I equipped the Brawling Gloves for a whopping 3k XP drop. I used this method until all the bonus XP are used up, then I went back to the Wilderness agility course because the XP there is just better overall, I think. By the way, every time you finished a lab, there is a small chance in the agility courses in Runescape that this dude wants to talk to you. He knocks you down, kidnaps you, and you are being forced to do a little minigame, which is sometimes luck based but also sometimes skill based. I actually managed to succeed in one of those games, but now here's the catch. You can either leave with the XP that you would normally get and call it a day, or you can risk it all to get it doubled. And you know what I did? Yeah, that's right. With my gambling addiction, I risked it all. Well, sadly, I have to say that I succeeded again! Yeah, that gives us 19,000 XP, which is crazy. That's like 19 lapses in the Wilderness course. In this episode, there are only wins. Alright? You hear me? Yeah? Eventually, after some time, we are finally done with agility. Man, this has to be one of the most painful grinds that I have ever done. I have to get back to agility eventually in the future, but until then, I have to charge up my insanity. You feel me? Anyway, now we can finally do other stuff, like grinding the strength level to 70. But this time I will keep it short. So basically I smithed the tier 70 Necronium armor and bought myself some halberds, because after the Regicide quest you can actually buy them at Port Tyrus. Halberds are two-handed melee weapons that has more range than the normal two-handed weapons. When you hit a melee AoE ability, the range is extended by one more tile, so you can hit more enemies at once. So it's great to train melee with it. With that being said, I went back to the skeletons and leveled up quite a bit. Later I then went to the Abyss to train melee there. And when I reached 60 in attack, I tried the Flesh Hatcher because he gives 10k XP per kill and I thought maybe it's a good idea to train melee there. But it wasn't really worth it. I used a ton of food. The accuracy is really bad. The minions aren't that big of a problem because the halberd is good against them. You know, AoE and all. But overall, it was just not worth it. Later I found out that the ghouls in Kennephis are good XP too. Also they are aggressive, so that's also AFKable. I switched between the Abyss and the ghouls for some reason. I don't know why I felt the need to do that. Maybe it's because I wanted a little bit of color into the gameplay, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we reached level 70 strength and with that we have all the requirements for the God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses. And now it's about time that we finally get the next Necromancy upgrades. To start off, I did the tier 70 tank armor upgrade where you have to bring Killy a fish pie, the United Barrows Necroplasm and 100 dragon souls. At first I made 5 fish pies in case I burned some. I threw 2 away because you only need 1. Then I headed my way to the Barrows brothers and used the greater necroplasm on each tomb to get the Barrows necroplasm. When we collected all of them, we simply have to open the chest in the middle and we get the United Barrows necroplasm. But you know what? In order to combine them, you have to get the puzzle on your first try. And you know me, sometimes I'm kind of a noob, so I failed the puzzle on the first try, again and again. Well, eventually we got it, and that's all that matters. One more thing, do you see this ability? This is the Eat Food ability. So basically when you use it, you will eat the first food item in your inventory. So you don't have to click with your mouse all the time and yeah, guess what? I ate my fish pies. And I was so confused where they went until I realized that I ate them. I know one of you guys said that this ability exists and honestly it is a nice tip, but let me tell you something. If you give a man a fishing rod, he can also use it to beat the fish. Yeah? Think about it. Anyway, I made more pies, banked them in case I would eat them again and went to the blue dragons. After we collected the 100 dragon souls, we unlocked the tier 17 necro tank armor upgrade. Woohoo! That is nice. But now to finish it all off, the tier 80 upgrade. For that, we had to make a red berry pie, kill all the God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses and collect the souls of 150 Slayer assignment creatures. So, I headed my way to the God Wars Dungeon 1 with the Trollheim teleport that we got after the Edgar's Ruse quest, went under the big boulder, spoke to the dying warrior and went in. If you are not familiar with the God Wars Dungeon 1, then I will explain it. Basically, there are 4 god fractions, Armadil, Zamorak, Bandos and Zaradomin. They each have different bosses, but to get to them you have to kill the minions of this specific fraction. For an example, the first boss we are going to kill is Kriara, so we have to kill 40 Armadil minions in order to get to him. Also, the minions are aggressive, unless you wear an outfit piece that resembles the fraction. Like the Armadil Warpriest helmet that I got during the 40 kills. When you wear that, then the Armadil minions won't attack you. The same goes with the other fractions. And that's basically it, nothing more to say. I got the 40 kills, went in and killed Kriara. After the kill I used the spirit bound hammer to the altar, and it's really important that you do it immediately after the kill, because it fades away after some time. I found that out when I killed his minions when he died, so I had to do him a second time. The God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses aren't that difficult, they have low HP, all of them under 100,000 or so. I think they are easier than the Fletch Hatcher. And with that being said, after Kriara I went to Krill Zuzerot, then General Grador, and finally Zilyana, where we had the most trouble. Because she is the strongest God Wars Dungeon 1 boss besides Nex, I think, but overall everything wasn't difficult. The only thing that was kind of a problem was the minions, because if you don't have diffraction items for them, then you are getting absolutely shredded. I mean, look at this. Dude, I almost died again. It can be a little bit scary, but if you are careful, you definitely can survive this. After all that was done, I made the red berry pie, went on to collect the Slayer assignment souls, and yeah, we are done. We are giving this all to Kili, and now we unlock the ability to make the tier 80 Necro tank armor, and also the weapons with it. But honestly, I'm not going to do this in this episode. I will save that for the next one, because we still have to smith all the ores that we have collected, so it will take some time. But for now, it's enough. Alright, it's enough. Also, I opened some sacks of the Wilderness Flash events, but they weren't really good. I did record a lot of in-game footage, but honestly, when I rewatched it all, I noticed that I was sounding kinda strange. So I will save you from hearing that, and yeah, with that being said, it was a very grindy episode, probably the most grindy one yet, but you know, we got through, and that is all that matters, right? Anyway, the video is getting too long, so I will see you in the next episode. Yeah, happy grinding. See ya.